Here's your wrestling news for November 4th, 2025. Your headlines for today include WWE Royal Rumble 2026 breaks a long-standing tradition, fans already angry. Did WWE just tease CM Punk versus John Cena for the world title at Saturday night's main event? Logan Paul's unexpected alliance with CM Punk sparks babyface buzz, but there's a twist. WWE officially confirms The Vision has a new member after Saturday night's main event. Breaking, Adam Pearce reveals first matches in John Cena's Last Time Is Now tournament. Nikki Bella and Stephanie Vaquer lose on Raw, WWE teases heel turn next. Yet another alliance teased on last night's WWE Raw, fans didn't see it coming. Rey Mysterio's return may have led to a major match being pulled. Becky Lynch's strange alliance teased on Raw. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee successfully defend World Tag Team titles, and more. WWE's 2026 Royal Rumble is shaping up to be one of the biggest events in company history, but it also might come with a major twist that fans won't be happy about. According to Brian Alvarez of F4W Online, WWE is reportedly planning to cut back or completely eliminate surprise entrants from next year's Royal Rumble. The reason? The event's location, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, presents significant logistical challenges when it comes to keeping surprise participants a secret. The 2026 Royal Rumble, set for January 31st, will mark WWE's first ever Rumble event held in Saudi Arabia, a massive international move for the company. But Alvarez revealed that his sources within WWE Creative have voiced concern about the difficulty of flying in talent unnoticed. The Royal Rumble is in Saudi Arabia, and normally they do surprises for the Rumble. I was told that what they're working with right now is the idea that there probably won't be any Royal Rumble surprises because they're going to Saudi. It's going to be extremely difficult to hide people on flights, etc., Alvarez explained. It's also been reported that WWE initially considered flying surprise entrants into Saudi Arabia separately or on different days to maintain secrecy, but those plans were dropped due to security concerns and travel restrictions. Traditionally, both the men's and women's Royal Rumble matches feature shocking debuts, returning legends, and cross-promotional cameos, moments that have defined the Rumble's legacy for decades. But if Alvarez's report holds true, WWE may have to show its cards early this year or forego the tradition entirely. So what do you think? Should WWE fight to preserve the element of surprise at the Royal Rumble despite the challenges of hosting it in Saudi Arabia? And who do you expect to win this year? Share your thoughts in the comments. CM Punk kicked off Monday Night Raw to a thunderous ovation from the New Mexico crowd. Soaking in the chants, the newly crowned World Heavyweight Champion wasted no time addressing his rivals and setting the tone for his reign. After mocking the injured Seth Rollins, Punk took direct shots at several names on his hit list, including Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Paul Heyman, and Dominic Mysterio. He also made it clear that anyone could step up, calling out a list of potential challengers ranging from AJ Styles and JD McDonough to Finn Balor, Sheamus, and even John Cena. Anyone who deserves it, step in line, Punk declared confidently, because the champ is here. That invitation brought out Logan Paul, who proudly reminded Punk of his resume, pointing out his matches against Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, and Cena himself. But before Paul could finish his case, The Vision interrupted, with Paul Heyman quickly dismissing the social media star's challenge. Heyman mocked Paul, saying he wasn't in the front or the back of the line, but rather in the line waiting to get in line. The insult led to a heated exchange as Breaker and Reed backed Heyman's taunts. Punk offered Paul two choices: fight or leave. Paul initially walked away until Breaker shoved him on his way out. That slight seemed to awaken something in the Maverick, who returned moments later to even out the odds. However, the comeback ended badly as he was crushed by a massive tsunami from Bronson Reed. Punk ultimately fought back with a steel chair, clearing the ring to end the chaotic segment. The moment hinted at a possible face turn for Logan Paul, but the real headline came from Punk mentioning John Cena among his list of challengers. WWE's official social media account quickly amplified that tease, posting a clip focusing entirely on the Punk-Cena exchange, sparking massive fan speculation. Could Cena be preparing for one last world title run? Would WWE dare to revisit Punk vs. Cena one more time? What do you think? Should WWE book CM Punk vs. John Cena for the World Heavyweight Championship? Backstage, Punk later ran into Jey Uso, who offered to help him deal with his vision problem before their tag team match later in the night. Not long after, Paul Heyman was seen manipulating Jey, planting seeds of doubt and hinting that Jey might have a vision of his own. In the night's main event, CM Punk and Jey Uso faced off against the Vision's Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed in a hard-hitting tag match that ended without a clear result. Just when it seemed Punk had regained control, Logan Paul made his way back out, appearing to back Punk, only to shock everyone by knocking him out with brass knuckles. He later handed the weapon to Paul Heyman, confirming his alliance with the Vision. WWE later made the turn official on social media. All signs now point toward a War Games showdown in November. Punk and Jey Uso are expected to stand together, but the big question remains, who will join them? Roman Reigns is a likely pick, especially since he's advertised for Survivor Series, while LA Knight could also fit perfectly into the mix. With Dominic Mysterio now feuding with his father, Rey, it's possible that John Cena could fill a vacant slot on Team Punk. As for the Vision, there are still a couple of spots open unless WWE decides on a 4-on-4 format, but if it ends up being a 5-on-5 War Games match, one name stands out above the rest, Brock Lesnar, who could very well return under Paul Heyman's banner, turning the bout into one of the most star-studded War Games matches in recent memory. What do you think of this potential War Games matchup? Should WWE add Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar to opposing sides? And do you see Jey Uso turning heel during the match? Enjoying the video? A quick like goes a long way in helping us grow and deliver more wrestling news you care about. Adam Pearce made it official tonight on Raw, confirming the first round of matches for the Last Time Is Now tournament, a high-stakes competition set to determine John Cena's opponent. The announcement revealed that next week's matches will feature Damian Priest vs. Rusev and Sheamus vs. Shinsuke Nakamura. The matchups were drawn earlier in the show using a tumbler draw system, adding an element of unpredictability to the process. Pearce also confirmed that the next set of tournament bouts will be drawn on SmackDown by Nick Aldis. With this being a 16-man bracket, fans can expect 2 more matches to be revealed this Friday, followed by additional rounds next Monday and the following SmackDown. The excitement surrounding Cena's farewell tournament has been building since his announcement on Saturday night's main event, where he revealed that the competition would feature top stars from Raw, SmackDown, NXT, and possibly even TNA. Cena further hinted that there could be superstars who aren't even in WWE, immediately sparking speculation across the wrestling world. One of the first names fans pointed to was Joe Hendry, whose recent surge in popularity and crossover appeal make him a fitting candidate for such a historic event. With the door open for non-WWE talent, who else from outside the company do you think could enter this tournament, and why would they make the perfect final opponent for John Cena? Born out of last week's heated confrontation between the Babyfaces and the Judgment Day, this week's tag team showdown saw Women's World Champion Stephanie Vaquer team with Nikki Bella to face Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. The action started at a blistering pace, with Vaquer and Bella taking early control and feeding off the crowd's energy heading into the first commercial break. However, once the show returned, the heels dominated for several minutes, wearing down Bella. As the match reached its final moments, the Babyfaces found the rhythm once more. Vaquer looked poised to seal the win with her signature Devil's Kiss on the ring apron, but Rodriguez countered in a pivotal moment, blocking the move and slamming the women's champion hard onto the edge of the ring. Rodriguez then added insult to injury by taking a cheap shot at Bella, opening the door for Perez to capitalize with a Pop Rocks on the Hall of Famer to secure the victory for her team. The match had plenty of energy and intensity, even drawing "This is awesome" chants from the crowd at one point. However, a few rough transitions down the stretch slightly dulled the impact of the finish. Still, it was nice to see the Judgment Day score a big win here, while Bella's continued failures likely set the stage for a heel turn and battle with Vaquer over the title. Do you think Nikki Bella could be next in line for a major push, possibly even turning heel and stepping into the Women's World title picture against Vaquer? Fresh off his 9th successful defense of the Intercontinental Championship in Salt Lake City, Dominic Mysterio hit the ring and wasted no time declaring that no one in WWE could stop him. The bold statement didn't go unanswered, as his father, Rey Mysterio, made his long-awaited return after recovering from a foot injury. The 2023 Hall of Famer immediately took exception to his son's claim of being the king of the luchadores, calling it a disgrace to the legends who built the legacy of Lucha Libre, names like El Santo, Blue Demon, and Eddie Guerrero. Dominic fired back, claiming he was better than all of them. But the moment that truly shook the crowd came when Rey mentioned Eddie Guerrero's name, prompting Dominic to snap back with, "Keep my father's name out of your mouth." The line earned a massive reaction from fans. Rey fired back, warning his son, "You can disrespect me all you want, but I won't let you disrespect Lucha Libre." The veteran made it clear that as long as he's still standing, Dominic will never be king of the luchadors. When Dominic tried to sneak in a cheap shot, Rey countered, nailed him with the 619, and went to the top for a frog splash, only for the Intercontinental Champion to roll out of the ring at the last moment. The segment reignited the father-son rivalry in dramatic fashion, setting the stage for what feels like a personal, emotional showdown. With Survivor Series heading to their hometown of San Diego, all signs point toward the long-awaited rematch finally taking place on that stage. But with Rey's return and the feud back in focus, fans are now wondering, does this mean the rumored title match between John Cena and Dominic Mysterio is officially off the table? Only time will tell. Accompanied by Bravo and Rayo, El Grande Americano faced Penta in singles action on Monday night. The fan favorite Penta dominated the early stages, keeping Americano on the defensive with crisp offense and high-energy pacing. However, El Grande managed to rally back, turning the tide as momentum swung between both competitors. Midway through the match, Bravo tried to tilt the odds by sweeping Penta's legs from under him, prompting the referee to eject him from ringside. Moments later, Rayo attempted to hand Americano a metal slab to hide inside his mask, but the referee caught the exchange and ejected him as well. Left on his own, El Grande's attempts to cheat were shut down, and Penta capitalized, hitting a Mexican destroyer to score the victory. It was a solid, entertaining matchup that made good use of TV time, though the aftermath will be crucial. While Penta remains a prominent name on the roster, he has noticeably lost some of the momentum that once made him one of the most talked about stars earlier in the year. Becky Lynch made a surprise appearance on Raw, jumping onto the announce table and delivering a fiery promo reflecting on the chaos of recent weeks, from Seth Rollins' injury to Adam Pearce sending her home, and even Maxine Dupree daring to think she's in the same league as the man. Lynch sent a sharp warning to Dupree, ending with a bold message: "Welcome to the big time," a clear nod to her big-time Bex persona. As she made her way up the ramp, Becky came face-to-face with the Kabuki Warriors, a brief but intriguing moment that hinted at a possible alliance heading into Survivor Series War Games on November 29th. Later in the night, the Kabuki Warriors picked up a victory over Lyra Valkyria and Bayley, with Asuka scoring the pin. After the match, the duo stalked a fallen Lyra until Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, the current women's tag team champions, arrived to chase them off. Shortly after, Byron Saxton confirmed breaking news: Bliss and Charlotte will defend the women's tag team titles next week on Raw against the Kabuki Warriors. Interestingly, Bayley didn't step in to help Lyra until Alexa and Charlotte had already cleared the ring. This stood out especially since earlier in the night, Lyra had mentioned that Bayley wasn't attacked by the Kabuki Warriors last week, a curious detail that now feels more deliberate. While Bayley was active in the match, her hesitation afterward raises questions about where her loyalty truly lies. With Survivor Series War Games fast approaching and tension rising across every brand, it's shaping up to be one of WWE's most unpredictable lineups in years. Between Becky Lynch's fiery return, the Kabuki Warriors' dominance, and Bayley's questionable loyalty, the battle lines are getting blurrier by the week. Who do you think will stand on the heel side, and who will represent the faces when teams are finally set for Survivor Series? Drop your predictions below. Also on Raw, it was announced that next week Raquel Rodriguez will challenge Stephanie Vaquer for the Women's World Championship. The matchup promises to be a hard-hitting encounter given both stars' in-ring styles, and it should make for a strong and competitive title bout. 2 weeks after defeating the Judgment Day to win the tag titles, AJ Styles and Dragon Lee successfully defended their gold against Finn Balor and JD McDonough in another intense matchup. In the closing moments, Dominic Mysterio tried to interfere, but his plan backfired when Balor accidentally hit McDonough with the coup de grace. The chaos continued as Balor demanded Dominic use the Intercontinental Championship against Styles, only for Sheamus to storm in and take out Dirty Dom. Balor then tried to use the Shillelagh to steal the win, but Lee broke up the pin. As the action broke down, Lee cleared the ring, and Styles sealed the victory with a Styles Clash on McDonough. It was also revealed that during a backstage segment, Roxanne Perez was the one who advised Dom to get involved in the match, while a photo of Liv Morgan appeared in the background, hinting at Liv's possible return soon. This was another standout bout between the two teams, continuing Judgment Day's internal tension and setting up Sheamus as a strong contender for the Intercontinental title, the one championship that's eluded him his entire career. Where do you think this story is headed next? Could Sheamus finally claim the IC title? And is the Judgment Day nearing a complete implosion? So what do you think of Raw this week, guys? Did it live up to your expectations? How do you feel about the way Survivor Series is shaping up so far? And, most importantly, which segment stood out as the best of the night for you? Let us know your thoughts and predictions down in the comments. Don't miss our next video coming at 5:30 p.m. Eastern with all the latest wrestling updates. Smash that bell icon and select all notifications so you're always in the loop.